first impression is this closing lineup, whether it's a tight game, we're going to see a different combination every single game. Last night it was Kuminga in for Wiggins. Now, if the Warriors want to get to where they need to get to, Wiggins has to be in that closing lineup. Wiggins has to be aggressive. He has to be assertive.
Yeah.
He's my X factor. He's a guy who can defend the Devin Bookers, the KDs. And Wiggins just didn't have it last night. One rebound,
terrible.
The plus-minus department. I'm not a big fan of that, but you see a big fat minus 22 when he's on the floor, 27 minutes. He was just non-impactful last night. So Wiggins has to be much better. He has to be much better. Let's go to Ugly Timmy in Oakland. Ugly Timmy, what's happening, man? You're on the roast.
Ugly Timmy.
Ugly Timmy.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, Ugly Timmy?
Hey, so this is going to come off as an overreaction, obviously. I mean, it's the first game, but what I saw out there on the court doesn't go work, man. We gotta have a fire sale. Like, get rid of Clay, get rid of everybody except for Steph at this point. It's not going to work, real talk. And the reason I say that is because look at where the rest of the league is headed. I'm going to make 2 points. Draymond, you guys referenced the interview Draymond had on the bench. And one of the announcers asked him, well, hey, Draymond, are you guys worried about your lack of size or, is that going to be a problem? And Draymond was like something along the lines of like, nah, it's only like really 2 to 3 big men out there. The rest of them are just, whatever the case may be. They looked small against Nurkic. Small, really small, and even the backup to Nurkic. I mean, they looked small, they looked slow. Yeah, thank you. They looked unathletic. I mean, so if Draymond is talking about, we ain't got, they look, size matters, you know what I mean? So Draymond sold us on this thing last year, like, oh, yeah, chemistry was the problem. That's why we didn't do well. The truth of the matter is we just didn't have the right players. Chemistry played a factor into it, but we just didn't have the right players. And then my last point is we all know Charles Barkley is a hater when it comes to the Warriors, right? A lot of times he is wrong. 99% of the times when it comes to the Warriors, he's wrong. But he said something, and I can't disagree with him. He said the Warriors are the worst NBA team in the state of California.
He did say that.
Yeah, I would argue that the Sacramento Kings have a big regression mark hovering over them. Like, if you're looking for a team to take a step back,
it's the Sacramento Kings.
That to me. Now, here's what I would say about the Golden State Warriors right now. Like, we're judging too much off of one game.
Right.
Okay? And they need to get Draymond Green back. We all acknowledge they are old. They are going to be erratic shooting at times. Like, that's kind of – Wiggins has been, streaky as a player. Even as a Warrior, he's been streaky. Clay, historically, has always been streaky. Even Steph Curry, to a degree, as reliable as he is, there are games where he comes out cold. When you have 3 fouls in the first
first quarter.
Yeah, and then you get 5 fouls, you're on the bench, you're going to look like he scored 27 last night?
Yeah.
If you told me he scored 15, I would have believed you because it didn't feel like he had that same impact.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they're trying to blend the slow, methodical Chris Paul pacing with their erratic up and down the floor, shoot and run and gun style. And they're trying to get that perfect blend. I think this big road trip that's staring them in the face,
7 of the next 8.
We're going to learn a lot about them.
Yeah, 7 of the next 8 on the road for the Golden State Warriors. They go to Houston on Sunday. Obviously, Sacramento Friday. Houston Sunday, back-to-back against New Orleans on Monday. They come back home for the Kings on Wednesday. Then they go back on the road. They go to Oklahoma City on a Friday night. So they're going to be on the road for a while here. They will, and we're going to learn a lot about them. But is one game enough to determine that, hey, this team just ain't got it? This team doesn't fit well. You got to remember the Phoenix Suns are a championship contender. They're an odds-on favorite to make it out of the Western Conference alongside the Denver Nuggets. So it's not like you're playing the Minnesota T-Wolves or the Portland Trail Blazers.
Give me
you know
the
what
Hawks.
I mean? Like, this isn't the Atlanta Hawks. You're actually playing the Phoenix Suns, and they lost by 4. Now, they didn't have Bill. Warriors don't have Draymond Green. We'll see how the rotation. Look, Steve Kerr's going to have to figure this out early and often with these rotations, and it's going to be trial by fire. One day it may be Kuminga closing. One day it's going to be Wiggins. One day Clay may come off the bench in closing time if he doesn't have his shot rolling. Maybe it's CP3. Maybe it's Dario Saric. Maybe it's Kevon Looney. We're going to see so many different variations of this basketball team, which could be a good thing and a bad thing. When you're trying to find cohesion, you want to have a set rotation, right? You want to have people slotted into their roles. But early on in the season, we don't know because Draymond didn't partake in training camp. There's going to be a lot of trial combinations here. We're going to see a lot of different combos.
So you're bringing up the closing lineup, and I'm with you. Like, they're going to have to tinker with it, and guys are just going to have to, like, they're just going to have to figure it out, like, mentally. Like, if you can't get over it, well, that's on you. You know, you say you're all about winning. Well, are you all about winning your way, or are you all about winning for the team? Because we're going to find out.
I think we got a lot of team guys. I don't think.
I agree, but
I don't
I'm just
think
saying,
anybody's selfish.
your actions speak louder, right? Like,
no
so
doubt.
I want to see how Wiggins responds to what happened last night.
Yep.
I want to see how Jonathan Kuminga responds to being given those minutes that
Right.
I felt he earned late in the game. Like, I think that's a big vote of confidence. Today we should be talking about Kuminga's vote of confidence.
I thought in the first quarter, Warriors are down 24-12. Booker was cooking.
He was
at 15 points. Next thing you know, it's 24-17.
He was dominant.
Steve Kerr tries out a lineup. Moses Moody, Dario Saric, GP2, JK, and Steph Curry. Then comes CP3 back into the first quarter. And next thing you know, the game is tied at the end of the first quarter, 28-28, because Moody gave you that burst.
Yes.
Kuminga gave you that burst. And building the confidence of these young guys for that third-year leap, you need these guys as your seventh and eighth guys, because you know who the top six is. CP3,
Yes.
Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Dre, Looney.
Well, and Looney didn't have a great game last night.
No, he
I
didn't.
think it's okay to say that, and we all love Looney.
And you know what? He still ended up with 11 rebounds.
I know, but
You
he missed a couple around
missed
the
some
rim,
buddies.
and I thought that there were a few loose ball rebounds where he's boxing out. His teammates have to help him.
Well, I think two things that we're going to have to keep an eye on before
What's
we
that?
get back out to the lines. Pick and roll defense.
Yes.
Pick
That
and roll
point of
defense is
attack
not good.
defense,
Point of attack,
and communicating.
It's
and
just not good. They're
I
not
agree
physical
with that.
enough. They're not quick enough, maybe laterally.
100%.
That's going to be a struggle. And then length. Length is going to bother this team around the rim. That's why I want to see a little bit more Trace Jackson Davis, because he's a guy, even though he's a rookie, he's 23 years old, he knows how to finish at the rim. Too many times the length of the Phoenix Suns, whether it's Drew Eubanks, whether it's Kevin Durant, whether it's Yusuf Nurkic, they bother the Warriors around
Agreed.
the rim. Kuminga missed layups. Wiggins missed layups. Looney missed layups. Sarge missed layups. Overall, they missed 15 layups last night.
Clay had the left-handed layup late in the game that was just out of nowhere. But the Kuminga goes up with the left-hand hook, and Eubanks blocks it right into the...
He blocked it into the third row, it felt like.
I mean, so, you're 100% correct with that. This is why I think it's imperative to get some of the younger guys acclimated early and get them feeling good about themselves. You need the youthful exuberance.
Yep.
You need the hustle plays. When Moody came in there, didn't it feel like they were guarding the floor better? Because Moody's all over the place.
Moody was all over the place.
And then Kuminga was all over the place. To me, the big takeaway when it comes to the two young guys, they're ready for a bigger role. That's number one. Number two, if JK is dedicated, Jonathan Kuminga, dedicated to being a more conscientious rebounder, and Klay Thompson is a more conscious, they can overcome their lack of size.
Yeah, they can.
But
At
those
times.
guys, those two,
They have
and
to
Wiggins as
rebound.
well. Wiggins as well.
Wiggins
they
can-
have to help out on the boards.
Wiggins cannot walk off the floor with one rebound. That's why the
100%.
Warriors won a championship a couple
100%.
years ago. He averaged 8 rebounds during that postseason run. He's got to
Totally.
get on the glass a little bit more.